Hello, viewers. This is Sriram from ShriLearning. So we are here to talk about PMP success. Recent days, we have good amount of people advancing towards project management as a profession. And for that, definitely we need some learning. It could be an MBA, it could be some certification. In this some certification, one of the top certification, which we call as PMP. I was even conversing with the Thapelo how much of demand is there for this certificate. It's a super demand all over the world. We have a person who certified recently, Thapelo from Central Africa. So first, congratulations, Thapelo, for this wonderful achievement.
Thank you. Thank you. Actually, from the south, Botswana.
Ah, that's nice. Good. Thanks for pointing it out. So Thapelo, what is your domain and what nature of job you do?
All right. Currently I work as a Scrum Master for one of the financial institutions here in Botswana.
Oh, okay, fantastic. So you're working as a Scrum Master, already you are in a job. What made you to think for PMP?
I think in the past, just before I joined the financial institution, I had been working in a global organization where we pretty much doing projects, and it was heavily waterfall. And I think I have always wanted to get certified in this globally recognized certification. So as soon as I moved to an Agile organization, I said, but I cannot leave what has been my dream behind. I have to see to it that I went back and got the certification, because like I had highlighted earlier on, there's quite a little number here in Africa, and let alone my region in the south of Africa, Botswana specifically.
Okay, you see good demand or good ask for it.
Yes.
Okay, that's amazing. Good. So nice to know. And the viewers watching this video, either from Asia, America, or Africa, they'll be so interested how somebody has to learn this course, because there are some good amount of reading is needed, good amount of question paper practice is needed. So Thapelo, how you did it in the sense of classes and listening, how you did it?
Yeah. For me, it's quite interesting, because if there's one thing that you have always highlighted, or you have always emphasized on in classes, was we should stop procrastinating and then just go on and set the exam, which is something that I struggled with. I must say that I joined just about in I think just about in 2020, was it 2021? When I had been looking to certifying with and getting a PMP certification. I was all over LinkedIn trying to look for training institutions, but I think somewhere, if it wasn't you, it was Rahul who reached out to me. And then, as you may know, there is a lot of fly-by-nights. I sat back a bit and said, hey, wouldn't this be one of them? But when I saw, I think, three of you, it was you, Rahul, and three people reached out, and then I said, okay, let me give this an opportunity and just look, do my research and find out who these guys are and what they can offer. I think I had quite an extensive conversation with you and Rahul. Then I finally said, you know what, let me take these guys on and see what is they could give me. So apart from the requirement that there is of certain level of education and certain number of hours of doing projects, I think there is one that is almost like a showstopper, where you need to get these 35 hours, and you need to get these 35 hours through training. So I was lucky to have chosen the I don't know, an organization that has a lot of mentoring, which is free. And, through them, I was able to go through a 6-week training on weekends. And eventually, I got to write the exam. I first joined the classes back in January 2022, and then because some issues that I had, I couldn't write. And because of this demand, I couldn't write. I think I joined again in September. But again, from September, it was just procrastinating and me being scared of setting the exam. But eventually, I
That's the
remember
problem.
one time. Yeah, I remember one time I had to reach out to PMI and say, guys, it's not looking good. Health-wise, please just extend. And they extended the days. And if there's one thing that I appreciate, it's the patience from Shri. And I know I kept on coming to you, and sometime when I was quiet, you would reach out and say, Thapelo, how are you doing? How is everything come up? And then Rahul would be there, patiently. Whenever you ask him a question, he would never ask you questions, but he would just assist you the best way that he could. And I think I need to also just appreciate that and say, I think through your mentorship, you're not only a training institution, but mentors. And through that, I was able to finally sit for the exam.
Amazing.
And though I did not take the advice that was being given, I got to learn the hard way that taking advice could have really helped me a great deal. Because I remember I told you sometime that I'll be writing on the 26th, which was my last day of the voucher's last day.
Okay.
Which,
yeah.
if I did not write then, I would have lost the voucher. So I remember at one point I said with my wife and said, you know what? I'm really scared. I'm not sure if I will really pass this. And then she just looked at me like that, and like with no interest of what I was saying, because I was trying to look for a way out, not to write it. But eventually when she looked, I think when she looked at me like that, it was 2-3 days left, and I was like, you know what, let me just go write this exam one way or the other. I have to write it. And before that, I think just in general,
that's a bold move you made that made you to see the certificate now, isn't it?
yes.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah, I
sure you're
look at it now.
excited.
And yeah, I am excited because when I started training, I think the format of the certification was not like this. It has now changed.
Yeah. Good. Maybe you waited for the good model.
Yeah, maybe I had to wait for the good one. I know I reached out to you sometimes in beginning of the month, and you said to me, Thapelo, whatever you did, make sure that at least 18 days before the exam, start taking the mocks. And I did not understand what you meant, and I kept on just not, but with the studying, I had started studying here and there.
Yeah.
But I think I said no. I was going to give myself about 2 weeks to try and study for this exam. And I will tell you which was not a good move, because from there on, I started studying. I started studying hard, giving more time to this. One time I reached out to Rahul, and he said, whatever you do, because you have lost so much time, you are going to have to invest 12 to 14 hours of your day, of your time every day, to studying. And I was like, how am I going to do this? And I was like, there isn't anything that I can do, because I had wasted so much time, and there was, I think, some pressure building up on me to say, you owe this to yourself, you owe this to the people that have supported you through the years. I had different managers that had been pushing me as well. There's one of my former bosses or managers by the name Bushe. He kept on pushing. I remember just 2 weeks before I wrote the exam, I said to him, man, I am scared. He said, you can't come to me and look for a reason to fail. You're going to go out there and you're going to do it.
Wow.
So, I kept on looking for these excuses, and I remember last week, I had not taken any mock, none whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
I went on a Monday, I started taking the mocks.
Okay.
And the pressure that had come with taking the mocks was that something that kept on playing on my mind was, you should target 70%.
Mm-hmm.
And first mock I got, I think I got 53, and I sent to Rahul and said, Rahul, I got 53 and there's only 4 days left. Mm-hmm. He gave me some sort of a schedule to say, okay, this is what you're going to do for the next 3 days before you take the exam.
Okay.
And I followed that plan. As tough as it was, and as demanding as it was, I had to take the mock, got 53 53, and then I had to review. Remember, it's 180 questions to review.
Yeah.
And you have to review the questions and at night, and then the next day again you have to write the next mock, because he said to me, you are late the 5 mocks, you have to take 3 mocks and make sure that you maintain and get good results, you know. And next day I had to take another 180. So when you take another 180, then means when you go to review, you've got the first 180 from the day before, you've got this another 180, which makes it around 360 or so. It's a lot. Now I was left with one day, because he said to me that on a Wednesday also write the mock and review it. On Thursday, don't do anything. You know, and now pressure was mounting, and it was, I think I reached the point where I couldn't take it anymore. It was just a lot. And I kept on saying to myself, why did you do this? You were advised to take these mocks 18 days before, on perhaps on weekends, you know? And you know what? The painful things that happened to me was on a Wednesday after taking this second mock, I was home and I tried to sit just and say, okay, let me just sit and watch TV, and I blacked out, you know. It was I blacked out, and I think I woke up 8 hours later, and I said to my wife, I should have listened. I should have listened, you know. The next day, Rahul had highlighted that I should not do anything. So I woke up in the morning, did some touch-ups. Just around 11 a.m., my body started shutting down on me and said, you couldn't do it. So I booked myself in for a massage. You know, I had to go do a massage so they could try and just massage and calm.
Relax a little bit.
Yes, a little bit. You know, the next day, then I said, you know what, you're just going to do this thing. I went into the exam and started taking the exam, which was, and interestingly, I think I was scared going to the exam because I thought these mocks are difficult. How am I going to? And I must say, and these mocks should be taken. You know, I think we should take these mocks seriously because they really, really prepare you for the exam, this exam. And should you take these mocks, I don't see how one would fail, you know, because I think the first mock I got 53, second I got 57, and then on the last day, I got 59, second. The last day I got 57. And then I went to the exam. You know, after getting 57, I called Rahul again. Rahul, it's not looking good. So I said, just keep calm, You can do this. Just review them and go into the exam. I went to the exam. First 60 questions I answered. After 60 questions, I raised my hand to say I was writing in a center. I raised my hand and said, I need to take a break because now it's I don't know. I took a break, and then at first I thought I should just go the entire 120 and then take a break at the end. And I took a break. First 60, and then I took another break at 120, and then I completed. You know, I think what kept on scaring me as well, I think on the first mock I had missed around 10 questions because time had elapsed. So I had to learn how to now manage time, you know, because I kept on telling Rahul that Rahul, this is where I am, and all the time he said, no, try and make sure that you manage time. You manage your time. So I tried second time. I think at 30 minutes, I was left with 45 questions. I missed on, I think, 15 questions. And the last day, which was on Wednesday of preparatory mocks, I was able to make it on time because I had to push and learn how to read, write quickly, you know, while comprehending as well.
Yeah.
So I'm happy that on the exam I was able to complete. I think I was left with 7 minutes.
Oh, you had balance time also.
Yeah, of the 270, and of the 270, I didn't have any to review. So I was answering everything as it came. So I was, when the exam completed, you know how I read that long statement, and I wanted to read slowly. So the examiner said, no, look to the left. But I said, congratulations, and I couldn't help it. I couldn't believe it. I think it took time for for it to settle. It started settling things sometimes this week. That's when it's like, oh, actually I'm certified, because now the amount of, and it's surprising that the amount of calls that you get now, the amount of people and organizations now wanting you to serve, and it's amazing. You never really think this would happen or these things happen, but once you are done, now you get people calling you, like, okay, what just happened? And that's one thing that really makes it interesting. And
Wow.
that's when everything started to, when now the sinking came in. So I was like, okay, what did I just do? And I was like, you know what? I called Rahul immediately and said, Rahul, I'm coming for PMI-ACP now. And I have got to do it. When is the next class? Because I was like, yeah. So now I own the world. So
I really, really like it. Thanks for narrating the whole incident story. It's so impressive. Thapelo, what you mentioned is true for many people. The fear of exam is pretty high than the subject itself. So
yes.
Subject you will read, but exam, what if I fail the exam? That fear
Yes.
pulls people very badly. But I like the way you went for the massage the day before.
Yeah.
I like that
I
idea.
had to.
I like that idea. Maybe the
Yeah,
viewers
it was tough.
watching, viewers watching this video, they may get inspired by Thapelo. Let's go for massage and then go for.
Going for a massage means one did not listen, right? I wasn't listening to what I was told, and it turned out bad for me. So the next class, I'm going to listen and take advice as it comes. I really have to.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Nice to know, Thapelo. So, really nice. I heard the whole story. Now, in the exam, did you found more agile questions?
Yes, there was, I think, quite a good combination of agile, hybrid,
Hybrid.
and
Okay.
and predictive.
Predictive
But I
is
must say hybrid and agile
are
dominated the
heavy.
exam.
Are heavy.
Yeah.
Okay. How about the math? Did you got math questions? A formula?
Yeah, not necessarily, but yeah, I think I got about four
Oh, okay.
questions at most, around estimations.
Okay.
There wasn't much, yeah.
Okay. Nice to know. Nice to know. Good. So now if you want to give advice for someone listening your video, how to prepare for the exam, what will be your advice?
Yeah, I think first thing is preparing, go through classes,
Mm-hmm.
the entire 6 week training,
Yeah.
and wherever you can, please ask as much as you can. I think one thing that I have highlighted, I appreciated more earlier, was the fact that Shri, it's more of mentorship. They mentor and they advise with everything. Everything starts with you being interested in, and I couldn't have chosen, like, let me say, I couldn't have chosen a better training institution.
Thanks for that.
You guys were with me through everything, even when I kept on, just postponing. You guys were there. So preparing for them to just go through the entire 6 weeks, and after 6 weeks, there is a training. Sorry, what you call the
weekend
exam prep.
Q&A session.
Yeah, there's a Q&A session, where
Yeah.
you're asked to take mocks before
Exactly.
some of these classes. Please take those and take them very seriously, and do attend the reviews for those before exams. They're quite helpful. They are really helpful, and there is a lot of collaboration and engagement there. And the WhatsApp groups also really help a lot.
Yeah.
They help a lot. Share as much content as you possibly can, and they share. I mean, even all the books, the PM box, all of them. I take time to. They look big, right? Because I had printed all of them. They look big, but once you get the grasp of them and get an understanding, which is something that you get it on by Shri, do go through them and make sure that you understand. Because for me, they are more like Bibles than reading materials. So I keep on referring to them. You know, I never thought I would try the exam without looking at any book. I actually thought I would be scribbling through the book, but I went through the exam without having to go through any. And then right at the end, there are mock exams that you keep on being advised to take. Please do take those and take them seriously, because they will help you a great deal in the exam. They're actually even more difficult than the exam, you know. So I would advise that they be taken. You take them as much as you can. Yeah.
Cool, man. That's good. I really like that. I'm so inspired by the way you prepared, and you showed your energy to go write the exam and make it happen. Now I believe you're a corporate. Many people will be inspired by you. They want to. I'm sure they're asking you, "Hey, how can I do this now?" So that
Yeah, because there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them who actually on that post there on LinkedIn liked, and I've getting congratulatory messages, and people coming to me in the office to come and say congratulations. And I was with one earlier who asked me, what do I need to do to get this qualification? Because I had started my masters in projects, but I stopped somewhere. What would you advise? How do I go? But so I sat down and make them understand and said, Shri is the way, right? Shri is the way. That's the only thing that I know for now, so I can't advise on anything. So yeah, if you want to pass, it's inspired. I think one thing also that I kept on looking at, I was like, I don't get a lot of people from the south of Africa, the bottom of yeah. So I said to myself, I have to be that person from the south, and I haven't seen anybody from Botswana.
Exactly. As we see the stats from PMI, PMI is expecting Africa would be the big demand for project managers in the coming years. And rightly you said the lack of awareness is pretty high in some region of Africa. I think what you did is good. Now you may be a front runner in your group. That's really good.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yeah,
great. Super. First of all, thanks a lot, Thapelo, for coming up here. I really love the whole narration, the reading, exam preparation. Start your mock exam preparation a little early. That's a message I heard from you. Don't keep till the end. That adds pressure, right? Unwanted pressure. And don't procrastinate. Yeah, don't procrastinate. That's important. But don't forget to go to massage if you want to relax. I love that part. Okay, fantastic. Anything more you want to share as a last advice to people?
There isn't anything much, but I think what's left is just for me to thank you guys for making this dream a reality, and for your patience and the push to have me realize my dream. You know, even now it hasn't sunk, but I think by the time it will sink in, hoping to get the teachings into practice.
That's right.
As much as possible. Yes, and for anybody whose wish is to take this, or who is going through the classes, please take them seriously. Believe in yourself. It is possible. Nothing it's impossible. And through Shri, you will definitely take the exam. So just go ahead and set the exam. Set the exam.
Nice. That's nice. That's really positive. Thanks a lot, Thapelo, and meet you soon in PMI-ACP classes.
Thank you. I'll be there in August.
Good wishes and keep rocking. Catch you soon. Thanks a lot.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.